There are a lot of reasons to shoot film and a lot of reasons to not shoot film. In this video, I want to explain my very own personal philosophy behind why I love shooting film, why I think it's very valuable also in the modern age of unlimited technology. And I also want to share my key takeaways and my key learnings that I had throughout the years of shooting film. And for everyone who's new to the channel, my name is Tobias. I'm a 30-year-old freelance photographer based out of Cologne, Germany. I shoot a lot of street, a lot of portraits, but also a lot of commercial work. In this video, as I said before, I want to talk about the reasons to shoot film, and I want to dive a little deeper into it. So it's not about talking about all these obvious questions like what film stock do you use, which camera do you use. All of these questions are very important, to be honest, but I won't cover these in this video. It's more about what I've learned from shooting film during the past years and why I still love it so much. I think there are a lot of different reasons for people to shoot film, and the first one being you are limited to only 36 frames or even less. I think this is something we always hear about film, and I think it's of course it's true. I mean, just having 36 frames on a roll makes you a lot more conscious about what you shoot. Still, you could possibly bring like 10 rolls of film and you would end up with over 300 photos. So my point here is, yes, it makes you a lot more conscious, but still you have a lot of, possibilities to shoot as much as you want. Still, it changes the speed of shooting, I think, compared to digital, where you could just like burst mode a couple hundred frames. With film, it's a lot slower. The second obvious reason, in my opinion, is it forces you to be more in the moment, which goes hand in hand with the first point that I just mentioned. So having less frames force you to be more conscious, more focused, and really think about what photos you want to take. So I think this is also something that a lot of people enjoy, this very slow process of shooting film. The third and the fourth reason, actually, they also go hand in hand, and I think it's a lot of people like shooting film because of the look, like just the overall value that a single analog photo has is way more precious than just a random, digital photo, in my opinion. So the way it looks goes hand in hand with that. The photos, they just have a very unique kind of style. The focus is sometimes slightly off, the exposure is not 100% on point. All the things that come with shooting analog and not having the possibility to change it right away or have a look on the LCD screen. All these kind of things, they make the photo a lot more precious. And the last reason is obviously the fun that comes with it. Just like snapping a couple frames during a party, for example, on yesterday's New Year's celebration, just bringing your point and shoot and snapping a couple frames, experimenting with the flash and give the camera to your friends and just like, do something fun with the camera. I think this is also something that people enjoy from shooting film. So just, don't worry too much and just like, let it flow at some point. But there are some reasons to shoot film, in my opinion, that go a little deeper than the obvious ones. And these are my personal reasons why I shoot film and what film has taught me. The first reason is I really enjoyed don't having an LCD and being more focused on the things that I can control in the moment, which is the framing, the pose of the model, working with the light. It makes me a lot more creative, I would say. And this leads to actually being more connected to the craft somehow. When you just look at the photo, you remember the moment and it just has a very personal value. There's just something to it that digital can just not handle this way. The third and the last point is the unpredictability that comes with shooting film. I think we as humans, we tend to always have everything under control, but shooting film for me means like giving away some of this control, giving it away to the film, to the camera, to the lab. And I love what it actually adds to the image. Sometimes the lab interprets the scans a little different. Sometimes the out exposure doesn't work. Sometimes there's a light leak, I don't know. There is so many imperfections actually on film that you will never ever get back from shooting digital. And I really start to enjoy these imperfections. This unpredictability is really something that adds some uniqueness to my photos. So yeah, shooting film teaches you a lot of stuff. Some learnings, they just come right away, and some learnings, they take some time. But this is also a very fun part about shooting it, because you never know. Sometimes you just don't know. And to wrap up the video, I just want to give you my 3 key learnings about shooting film. The first one is to really start trusting yourself. It's okay to don't have the full control over every situation. Trusting yourself leads to finding your own voice in photography, especially because I'm more focused about the things that I can change in the moment and giving meaning to a lot of different things or in a different way. So that's the key learning number 1. Number 2 is being more vulnerable. And what I mean by that is shooting film, for example, in a studio set with a model and just shooting on film. It's really, you know, it's not easy to convince someone to just shoot film and, you know, giving away some of this control to any certain circumstances. And this is not easy for everyone to do. I mean, if you start shooting with a new model and you don't know each other, it really has a lot to do with trusting each other and trusting in this kind of uncertainty. So it also means being a lot more vulnerable, because if something goes wrong, it's ultimately your fault in the end. Yeah, it's really, it takes some courage to do it, but also the reward that comes with it. So just sticking to this one medium and getting back the scans and seeing your photos is such an enjoyable feeling. And I mentioned it earlier, it's just a very rewarding thing, and showing them, presenting them to the model itself. So that's also something that I learned from shooting film and trusting myself and, you know, trusting in these uncertain circumstances. And the last thing is, and I think this goes for a lot topics in life, but also for photography, sometimes it's just good to accept everything as it is. If you stop worrying about all of the things that you can't control, you can actually start to focus a lot more on the things that you can control. And it's really a good lesson, in like an overall life lesson, to just accept it and don't have everything in control all the time, because this is how life is. And this is also something that I could really, you know, put into my photography just by being more aware of the whole situation. And these were my 3 key learnings from shooting film. A little, you know, more philosophical, a little deeper than I would say from the usual videos you find on this topic. But I really wanted to share these things with you, because for me, you know, photography is something really very special. I'm very privileged to do it, but it also taught me so much about myself and the world that I'm living in. It gives me a voice. It enables me to express myself without needing to talk. And I think it's important to reflect on yourself and to reflect on everything that you can learn from taking photos, about yourself, about the people that are with you. So yeah, I hope you find this video interesting. I hope there were some things that you can take away for yourself. Yeah, if you have any questions, please drop a comment down below or let me know what you want me to talk about in the future videos. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, see you in the next one. Take care.